The epic adventure of Deadpool. Hey there! Welcome to Ty Shahan. Today, we're going to dive into the thrilling story of the 2016 movie, Deadpool. Get ready for an action-packed ride. Our story begins with Deadpool, a famous anti-hero, who finds himself feeling pretty lonely. He hitches a ride in a cab and strikes up a conversation with the driver, Dopinder. Dopinder tells Deadpool about his love interest, Geeta, who unfortunately fell for his cousin, Bandu. Deadpool, who just experienced a major heartbreak, advises Dopinder to hold on to love with all his might. Deadpool is wearing a red suit for a reason. He's on a mission to take down some bad guys, specifically Ajax, a cruel scientist who messed up Deadpool's face. He's been waiting for this moment for a long time, 1 year, 3 weeks, 6 days, and 14 minutes to be exact. Ajax, the evil scientist, is not only causing trouble for Deadpool, but he's also making deals with the military. He's selling mutants that he created in his lab as weapons of war. What a villain! As Deadpool gets closer to his destination, he realizes he forgot his ammunition pouch. He only has 12 bullets left in his pistol. But that doesn't stop him. He bids farewell to Dopinder and patiently waits for the perfect moment to attack. As armed men surround the car where Deadpool is hiding, he strategically uses his remaining bullets to eliminate his opponents. But things take a turn when a skilled biker shoots Deadpool. Don't worry, though, Deadpool's regenerative powers kick in, and he fights back. With only a few bullets left, Deadpool takes cover between cars and continues to take down his enemies. He even causes a massive explosion. But just when Deadpool thinks he's won, one of the bad guys surprises him and shoots him in the back. Little does the bad guy know, Deadpool is far from finished. He retaliates with a bullet to the head and takes out 3 more bandits. But here's the twist: Deadpool didn't realize that there was one more enemy lurking in the shadows. What will happen next? You'll have to watch the movie to find out. And that's a wrap on our recap of Deadpool. It's a wild adventure filled with action, humor, and a whole lot of excitement. Stay tuned for more thrilling movie recaps from Prime Recap. Before Deadpool was shot in the buttocks, there was a series of events that led up to that moment. Wade Wilson, also known as Deadpool, ordered a pizza to be delivered to Gavin Merchant's address. Gavin was being intimidated by a mercenary named Jeremy, who also worked as a stalker. Wade intervened and warned Jeremy to stay away from Gavin. After resolving the situation, Wade went to talk to Megan, who was relieved that Jeremy would no longer bother her. Megan hugged Wade and called him her hero. Unhappy with being compared to traditional superheroes, Wade considered himself just a bad guy who gets paid to beat up even worse guys. After a day at work, he went to a bar called Sister Margaret's, where his friend Weasel worked. Without knowing what was happening, Wade caused a fight and ended up unconscious on the floor. When he woke up, Vanessa approached him and they had a conversation. Wade asked what he could get for $275, and Vanessa said they could do whatever he wanted for 48 minutes. They decided to go to an amusement park and had a great time. They never parted ways after that. On Christmas Day, Wade proposed to Vanessa, and they took a photo together to commemorate the special moment. However, Wade suddenly fainted, and Vanessa rushed him to the hospital. After tests, Wade was diagnosed with cancer in multiple organs. Vanessa tried to stay strong and searched for a possible cure, but Wade knew his illness was terminal in the present day. Deadpool continues his hunt for Ajax, the man responsible for turning him into a mutant. He mistakes a mysterious biker for Ajax and attacks him. After revealing his identity, Deadpool is about to finish the villain off when Colossus interrupts the fight. Deadpool remembers what happened after his cancer diagnosis. Wade prepared to be hospitalized, not wanting Vanessa to be dragged into his depressing situation. One day, Wade, a former mercenary, decides to visit his favorite bar to say goodbye to his friend, Weasel. Little does he know, a mysterious man at the bar is looking for him. A life-changing offer. The man, Agent Smith, reveals that he works for an organization that can cure Wade's cancer and give him incredible abilities. Skeptical but hopeful, Wade considers the offer. A decision made. Thinking about his loved ones, especially his girlfriend Vanessa, Wade decides to take a chance and undergo the experimental treatment. The experiment gone wrong. Wade soon realizes that the experiment was a terrible mistake. He experiences unbearable pain and is subjected to various forms of torture. However, he manages to find humor in the darkest of situations and befriends another patient named David Cunningham. A mutant emerges. After enduring weeks of torture, Wade's mutant genes finally manifest. He gains incredible regenerative abilities, but his appearance is drastically altered. A quest for revenge. Now known as Deadpool, Wade seeks revenge on Ajax, the man responsible for his suffering. Along the way, he encounters Colossus, who tries to convince him to join the X-Men. A clash of titans. During a fight with Ajax, Deadpool unintentionally injures Colossus. Ajax escapes, leaving Deadpool enraged. He continues his pursuit of Ajax, determined to fix his disfigured face. A desperate escape. As Colossus plans to take Deadpool to Professor X, Deadpool manages to free himself and escape. He reflects on the choices that led him to this point and vows to take control of his own destiny. The birth of Deadpool. Now a vigilante with a twisted sense of humor, Deadpool embarks on a journey to seek justice and find his place in the world. Ajax, the villain, decides to imprison Wade Wilson, also known as Deadpool, in an oxygen chamber. The oxygen in the chamber is decreased to the point where Wade feels like he is suffocating. Just as he is about to pass out, the oxygen is increased again. This process repeats for several hours before Wade is sent to face the greatest torture of his life. A shocking discovery. While in the chamber, Wade discovers that the laboratory does not create superheroes, but instead creates super soldiers who are controlled by a collar and sold as merchandise. Wade remains in this state until his mutation finally manifests, transforming him into a bizarre and monstrous appearance. Surprisingly, Wade's cancer begins to regress. The Great Escape. Before being sent back to the oxygen chamber, Wade manages to escape. He headbutts a guard and grabs a matchstick from her mouth. Using his own fingers, he lights the matchstick, causing a huge explosion that destroys most of the laboratory. Ajax arrives and realizes that Wade has escaped. They fight, but Ajax defeats Wade by piercing his heart with a metal bar. A friend in danger. As Wade loses consciousness, he sees his friend David tied to the ground with flames about to consume him. Hours later, Wade wakes up and discovers that he not only got the cure for cancer, but the cure for anything. However, there is one thing that truly matters to him. A new identity. The next day, Wade decides to visit Vanessa, the woman he loves, and tell her everything that has happened. However, he wears a jacket and covers his head with a hood to hide his appearance. He is afraid of being rejected by her. Before talking to Vanessa, Wade decides to find Ajax and have him fix his face. Becoming Deadpool. Wade reveals his plan to his friend Weasel. He intends to go after the goons who work in the laboratory until he finds someone who knows Ajax's whereabouts. Weasel advises him to put on a costume and hide his face to avoid frightening people and to keep his enemy from discovering that he is alive. During this conversation, Wade decides that his code name will be Deadpool. The birth of a hero. Wade returns home and begins to create his anti-hero costume. After a few attempts, he sews a red suit to disguise himself. Wade uses his mercenary skills to go after Ajax's henchman, as the scientist has disappeared. Deadpool eliminates his targets before they even have a chance to react. One day, Wade encounters a guy who had previously recruited him. This guy is trying to attract a new victim, but Wade, who is now a vigilante, chases after him through the streets. After some intense moments, Wade manages to capture him and extract the information he needs to find Ajax, the main villain. Deadpool takes a cab to surprise his old friend, Dopinder. They meet and catch up on what has been happening. Unfortunately, Wade is injured and disappointed that his plan didn't work out as expected. Wade decides to return home after escaping from the laboratory. He shares a home with a blind lady named Al. One day, Al senses someone approaching the door and prepares to defend herself. However, it turns out to be a false alarm, and they discover that Al was assembling a chest of drawers that had just arrived in the mail. Chapter 4: Ajax's Plan. Ajax, the main villain, arrives at his hideout and tells his assistant, Angel, that he has discovered Deadpool's true identity. They treat Ajax's wounds and start planning how to find Deadpool before he surprises them again. Chapter 5: Wade's Dilemma. After taking a shower, Wade gets ready for bed and has a heartfelt conversation with Al. She advises him to go after Vanessa, the woman he loves, regardless of his appearance. However, Wade believes that Al's advice is biased because she cannot see him. Chapter 6: The Search for Vanessa. Ajax and Angel go to the Sister Margaret bar, where Wade was first seen. They interrogate Weasel, but he claims to have never heard of Wade Wilson. However, they find a photo of Wade and Vanessa, which leads them closer to finding her. Chapter 7: Wade's Brave Move. Desperate to find Vanessa, Wade runs to the nightclub where she works. He enters the establishment but hides when he sees her because he is still afraid of her reaction. Wade gathers courage and splashes water on his face before finally coming out to talk to her. Chapter 8: Vanessa's Capture. As Wade approaches Vanessa, Ajax reveals himself and captures her. Wade's friend, Weasel, informs him that Vanessa has been taken by the villains. Furious, Wade destroys everything in his path. One day, Deadpool receives a message from Ajax on Vanessa's phone. Ajax wants to meet him at the junkyard at noon. Gearing up for battle. Deadpool knows that facing Ajax won't be easy, so he gathers all the weapons he can find in the house and puts them in a bag. Before he leaves, he expresses his love and gratitude to the old woman who took him in. Enlisting help. Realizing he needs backup, Deadpool goes to the X-Men mansion and asks Colossus and the teenage Negasonic for their assistance in rescuing Vanessa. Deadpool believes it's their fault that Ajax managed to escape. The unlikely ally. Deadpool also calls upon Dopinder, the taxi driver, to help him in his mission. During the drive to the junkyard, Deadpool asks Dopinder if he has won Vita's heart. Dopinder explains that his cousin Bandu is more skilled and handsome, so he plans to kidnap him. Deadpool is proud of Dopinder but gives him a lecture to impress Colossus. Facing Ajax. Upon reaching their destination, Deadpool realizes he left his gun bag in the cab, and Dopinder is gone. With no other choice, Deadpool decides to face Ajax using only his two swords. However, they are soon surrounded by dozens of armed soldiers, and Angel appears to stop them from crossing the barrier. Colossus to the rescue. Colossus decides to confront Angel, allowing Deadpool to focus on saving Vanessa. Meanwhile, the big guy is knocked down during the fight. A single punch and Negasonic needs to interfere. The girl runs towards the woman and throws her away, so Angel orders the soldiers to shoot, and Colossus throws a truck tire to knock those guys out while the Man of Steel and Angel face off. Deadpool and Mega Sonic hide behind a mountain of rubble. To avoid being hit by bullets, Wade then rips off his underwear to use as a peace flag when the soldiers have ceased firing. The anti-hero states that he will spare them if they put down their weapons. However, his plan goes awry and the men shoot back. The swordsman has no choice but to attack them, tearing their bodies in half and severing their heads. Meanwhile, Colossus and Angel keep bickering over which one is the world's strongest, and teenage Negasonic helps Deadpool get to the second floor of the junkyard where Ajax and Vanessa she uses her powers to hurl the swordsman into it, along with a metal plate when he finally comes face to face with his enemy again. Wade spots Vanessa trapped inside the oxygen chamber and promises that he will save her when she realizes that masked guy is her ex-fiancé. The woman is furious and Ajax cuts off the oxygen in the chamber. The man takes two axes and attacks Deadpool. They exchange a few blows and Wade throws one of his swords into the chamber so that the oxygen from the outside can get in. Since he has only one sword, Deadpool is at a disadvantage and has his second sword destroyed by Ajax. Now he will have to fight totally unarmed. Meanwhile, Colossus continues to get beaten by Angel, who uses a metal cable to choke him. With the help of the sword, Vanessa manages to free herself from the restraints that hold her in the chamber. Deadpool and Ajax are still fighting, and the scientist pulls out a small knife. At introduction. In the movie Deadpool, there are a lot of action-packed scenes and exciting moments. Let's go through the story and see what happens. Deadpool's battle. Deadpool, our main character, is fighting against his enemy, Ajax. During the fight, Ajax hides a weapon in his suit to attack Deadpool. He throws Deadpool away and pierces his head. But, just when Ajax is about to punch Deadpool's face, Deadpool's girlfriend, Vanessa, manages to escape and stabs Ajax in the back with her sword. This hurts Ajax's brain, making it difficult for Deadpool to stand up or think clearly. Explosion and escape. Colossus and Negasonic, two other mutants, join the fight. Negasonic uses her powers to create a huge explosion, destroying everything around them. Deadpool recovers from his head injury and attacks Ajax while trying to save Vanessa from falling containers. As the second floor collapses, they all slide down. Deadpool decides to put Vanessa back in the oxygen chamber to keep her safe. The rescue. Colossus realizes that everything is collapsing and takes Vanessa and Negasonic to safety. The whole place collapses, but Vanessa is saved by the mutants and comes out of the disaster unharmed. Deadpool appears next, thinking he has his happy ending, but Ajax reappears and attacks him. They fight and Deadpool breaks both of Ajax's arms. Ajax claims there is no cure for his condition, which makes Deadpool even angrier. The final choice. Deadpool wants to kill Ajax, but Colossus tries to convince him to make the right choice. Colossus talks about being a hero, but Deadpool ignores him and pulls the trigger, shooting Ajax. Colossus and Negasonic watch from the sidelines as Deadpool finishes his mission. Reunion with Vanessa. After the battle, Deadpool tries to explain himself to Vanessa. She is furious at him for leaving without saying goodbye. Deadpool explains that he was afraid to talk to her because he looks different under the mask. Vanessa removes the mask and is surprised to see Wolverine's face. But, after a period of adjustment and a few drinks, she is happy to be with him again. Conclusion. Overall, the movie Deadpool is full of action, humor, and a love story. If you enjoyed this recap, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie recaps. In a finale that will leave you gasping for air from laughter or perhaps just grateful for the end of my sarcasm, our lovable disaster of a hero faces off against Ajax in a battle that shakes the very foundations of reality and my sanity. Packed with enough explosive action sequences and sarcastic comments to make your head spin, the Deadpool movie is a wild ride you won't soon forget. And that, my fellow lovers of the dark and twisted, is your sarcastically summarized Deadpool extravaganza. So, grab your chimichangas, pop in that DVD, and prepare for a whirlwind of sarcastic wit and gratuitous, yet delicious, violence. Until next time, my snarky friends, stay fabulous and embrace your inner Deadpool. Now, every snarky superhero wouldn't be complete without a wicked nemesis, right? Introducing Ajax, the sadistic and utterly humorless antagonist who revels in Wade's agony. Armed with enhanced strength and butchering choreography, Ajax proves to be a formidable foe. It's up to Deadpool to save Vanessa and have his ultimate revenge, or at least make enough quips to irritate Ajax into submission. Conclusion. In a finale that will leave you gasping for air from laughter, or perhaps just grateful for the end of my sarcasm, our lovable disaster of a hero faces off against Ajax in a battle that shakes the very foundations of reality and my sanity. Packed with enough explosive action sequences and sarcastic comments to make your head spin, the Deadpool movie is a wild ride you won't soon forget. And that, my fellow lovers of the dark and twisted, is your sarcastically summarized Deadpool extravaganza. So, grab your chimichangas, pop in that DVD, and prepare for a whirlwind of sarcastic wit and gratuitous, yet delicious, violence. Until next time, my snarky friends, stay fabulous and embrace your inner Deadpool. Now, every snarky superhero wouldn't be complete without a wicked nemesis, right? Introducing Ajax, the sadistic and utterly humorless antagonist who revels in Wade's agony. Armed with enhanced strength and butchering choreography, Ajax proves to be a formidable foe. It's up to Deadpool to save Vanessa and have his ultimate revenge, or at least make enough quips to irritate Ajax into submission. Conclusion. In a finale that will leave you gasping for air from laughter, or perhaps just grateful for the end of my sarcasm, our lovable disaster of a hero faces off against Ajax in a battle that shakes the very foundations of reality and my sanity. Packed with enough explosive action sequences and sarcastic comments to make your head spin, the Deadpool movie is a wild ride you won't soon forget. And that, my fellow lovers of the dark and twisted, is your sarcastically summarized Deadpool extravaganza. So, grab your chimichangas, pop in that DVD, and prepare for a whirlwind of sarcastic wit and gratuitous, yet delicious, violence. Until next time, my snarky friends, stay fabulous and embrace your inner Deadpool.